Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV. It's time once again for your weekly wrap-up, and this week we're going to talk all about YouTube chapter markers. This is probably one of the best features that YouTube has added in quite some time. And if you're not aware, I've been adding chapter indexes to my videos for the last 6 years or so, and it's nice to see all of that work now be put into a new feature that can really help you navigate my videos, the videos of other creators who are using these things, and help your own videos as well. And we're going to look at how to use them as a viewer, how to use them as a creator, and some of the different ways that you can create these things while you're editing. Let's get to it. Now, for the longest time, I have been keeping a little timestamp index in my video descriptions, which have helped people navigate to portions of the video that they were most interested in. So for example, if you wanted to see GTA 5 in this particular video, you could click on the timestamp here and that would bring you right to that section of the video. And again, this has been in YouTube forever. Oddly though, if you were on a mobile phone, you couldn't click any of these things. You could see the timestamp, but it wouldn't take you anywhere. But if somebody took this and then posted it in a comment, that comment would have clickable timestamp links in it. Thankfully, they finally fixed this on the mobile client. I'll show you that in a second. But that's how I've been doing this for quite some time. Now, the new feature that they've added brings this into the scrubber bar here. So as you can see, if I want to go to GPU, I can find that right there on the scrubber. And you've got these really nice little borders here between each chapter, so you know where one ends and the next one begins, and you can jump around to exactly where you want to go. Let me show it to you on mobile here. This is the same video that we're watching, and if I scrub through here, you can see all the different timestamps. And what's neat is that on my iPhone, and I'm assuming on Android as well, you get a little bit of haptic feedback every time you cross over from one chapter to the next. So you can kind of feel where you get a little nudge on the phone, and then you can let go and have it start playing in that particular spot. And then if you put your phone in portrait mode and then click on the title, you'll get the description to show up here. And then as you can see, my description has clickable index links just like the desktop version does. So I can go here to the GTA 5 section and be brought right to that portion of the video, just like I did on desktop. And again, it wasn't always letting you click from within the description, but now it is letting you do that on mobile, which was a great new development here. So if you see these chapter markers when you're on mobile, the creator has left for you a clickable index in the video description to get around their videos a lot quicker. And I would imagine this also helps trigger search results better in YouTube as well. Now, at the time I'm recording this video, it is not appearing yet on television apps. So hopefully that's something YouTube will add down the road, because this is where I think this feature would be really useful. If you're sitting down at your TV and you just want to jump to a particular part, it would be great to be able to pull up an index list and jump to that section. Right now it's just a regular old YouTube experience on TVs at the time I'm recording this video. Now, this has been something that Google Search has been doing for quite a while. So if you do search for videos on your mobile device, you might actually see this pop up in Google Search, even just on the browser. So here's a video from Metal Jesus, and you can see he's got an index in his video, and I can jump to a specific part of the video to see that spot right from Google Search. And you saw that it actually popped open my YouTube app to bring me there. So there is a lot going on here with chapter markers, and it's a great feature for viewers. And I also wanted to show you how it works for creators and how I've been doing it over the years, because we've really made a very efficient method here for getting these chapter markers inserted into my videos. Let's check it out. Now, to turn the feature on, it's super simple. You just need to add some timestamps into your video description like I did. There's nothing fancy about these. I just typed in 01:06, for example, for the GPU portion here. But to get the chapter markers to appear, you have to add a 00:00 item, and this is kind of the on switch for the markers to appear in the video windows. And I think YouTube wanted to make it so if people didn't want the chapter markers but did want the index, this was the compromise. Unfortunately, if you've got a large library like mine, you're going to have to go through and edit every single video description to include a 00:00 to get the feature enabled. And we've been going back through my catalog over the last couple of weeks to do all of that. But for the most part now, most of my videos should be working with this feature. So let's take a look and see how we actually create these timestamps, because I've developed a really efficient way of doing this over the years. Now, as many of you know, I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos. And one of the neat things that Final Cut has is the ability to hit the M key to drop a marker anywhere in the timeline here. And then I can go in and just type in something if I want. So I can just type in test here, for example. And this is useful both for editing, because I can jump to a specific portion of the edit while I'm working on stuff. And right now, Jake edits a lot of the videos here on the channel. So if I want to just jump into a specific spot, I can hop over there and see exactly the part that I want to get to during editing. But one of the cool things about Final Cut Pro is that they allow you, let me get to the right spot here, to export the XML of your edit project. So for example, on this Legion 5i review, I'm just going to export this, and what's going to happen here is it's going to dump out an XML file for me, which includes all the markers that I dropped. And I found a really useful utility called Producer's Best Friend. Now this only works on the Mac, but what it does is it takes the XML data from Final Cut Pro 10 or Premiere Pro and produces reports that you can drop into Excel and other formats. So if I go and load it up here from my dock and go to Open File, I can select that XML file that we exported from Final Cut Pro. It will chew on it here for a second. Usually I uncheck the titles and dialogue section here, just kind of go with the video, and I have it create for me a marker report. And this is one of these apps that continually gets worked on and added to, and I found the developer to be very receptive to feedback. And it's a very specific kind of application that does very specific things, primarily to help producers track the usage of video clips in large projects. But for my purposes here, I can have it give me a report sheet for markers in the spreadsheet that it drops out. So what we're going to do here is just drop this into my downloads folder. I already did this a little bit earlier for the video when I uploaded it, and now I've got a spreadsheet. So let's open that spreadsheet up and see what it looks like. So this spreadsheet, because we added a markers report, has two different tabs to it. So the first tab is every video clip I used and when these clips were used in the project, including the in time, the out time, the duration of the clip, and how much of the clip that we actually used. And this is really useful, again, for people that are doing large video projects that are trying to figure out where they used that clip and for how long. There's a whole host of reasons why you'd want this information, but it's pretty cool to get a look at your video project and how all the different elements got used in it. But what I use, of course, is the marker section here. And you'll notice that the position here is not something that YouTube can read, because it's doing hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. And I don't believe YouTube can go down to frame precision in these timestamps. So we need to make this something that is better for what we're using on the YouTube description. So what I've done is set up a little formula in my spreadsheet here to take that position and make it friendlier. So it's going to take this 00001627 and just make it 0016. And you can see it also grabs the name of the marker here and adds it to that. And if I just go here and paste it down, what this will do is give me something that I can paste right into YouTube. Now before, I had to go in and manually type this in on every line and go back through all the markers that we set. And it would often take me sometimes 15 minutes or so to go through and just retype that whole thing. It was very tedious. This is really just a file open, drop in that formula and repaste, and it saves a ton of time. Now this app costs about $100, but it's worth it because it saves me so much time in that we can put those markers in at the time that we're editing and just export them out and essentially paste them right into YouTube, and we're good to go. The formula took a little bit of time to develop, but I was very motivated because I was like halfway there with getting this stuff into a spreadsheet to begin with. And as you can see here, I'm just doing some basic text formulas inside of Excel to strip out those extra digits and give me what I'm looking for here. If I ever did longer content that was going for more than an hour, that's where I would probably need to adjust the formula here a bit to just exclude the the frame number there and leave everything else intact. But typically my videos are about 20 minutes or so, so I wanted to get all of the hour markers stripped out as well. But really simple workflow. Again, it cost me $100 initially, but this is a piece of software that I use every time I upload a video, and I think it paid for itself after the first week or two. So that is chapter markers in YouTube, and it's something that I've been really excited about because I think it does add a lot of value to my content. It didn't require a lot of extra effort beyond what we've already done to provide that level of value, and it was great to see YouTube add something that I think is really going to benefit the quality of life here for viewers and creators. And we got to give credit where it is due when they do good stuff, and that's what I wanted to do today. I would love to know, though, what you think. Are you using chapter markers in your own videos? Are you seeing them more and more in your favorite creators' productions as you're watching them? I think they're going to be really useful for long-form stuff, especially podcasts and other things where you really just want to get to that one spot of the show that interests you. This is going to be a tremendously useful feature for that, and I want to thank YouTube for implementing it, and for all of you who've contacted me about how much you love it. That's certainly a good motivator for us to keep doing it for you and providing those chapter links. Now, this week's wrap-up is being brought to you by all of you. We had a couple of super chats this week, or actually just one. Zam, who super chatted during one of my live streams. We'll have a few more coming up this week as well. And we also got in some new supporters here on the channel. A bunch of new supporters on the YouTube membership program, including Dave Fauci, Ben, Liberty Action, Turbo.TV, Daniel Clayton Stone Road, and Constantine Turdston joined us on our donor box page. I want to thank everyone for their contributions to the channel this week, and everyone who's been watching on an ongoing basis, and all of you who watch on a regular basis too, because all of those things equal channel growth. If you want to support the channel, you can. You can go to Lon.TV/support and make a monthly or a one-time contribution to the channel. If you do the YouTube membership thing, you'll see a join button right under the video, and you can click join. When you do that, you'll get some cool badges next to your name as well. Pretty neat stuff, so check that out. And this week on the channel, we had one live stream since the last wrap-up, and that was a video of me installing the Wise Lock. You can watch that on my live stream archive that you can see here on screen, but we'll be having a much shorter review with chapter markers coming up very shortly. By the way, this has also given me some thoughts about publishing out these live streams when they're done, because I can now put chapter markers in there to help people find more interesting parts of these streams. So if we've got a live stream that I think might work as a regular video, you'll see me posting those a little bit more frequently because we can put a chapter marker in there. We didn't have anything on the extras channel this week, but I do have an unboxing or two that I'll share with you on there. On the main channel, we had 3 reviews this week. One of that Lenovo Legion 5i that we were just demoing in the chapter thing a second ago. Nice gaming laptop from Lenovo that's also great for video editing and other stuff. I was very excited about the second video on the list here, which is the new update to the SD2SNES flash cartridge for the Super Nintendo. You can now play Game Boy games on that cartridge, and it basically replicates an old Super Game Boy. Really cool experience. You can check out how it worked in the master playlist down below, so definitely check that out. And we also took a look at the Samsung T7, which we reviewed a few months ago, but we looked at the one that had the fingerprint reader. They now have a slightly less expensive one of these external SSDs without the fingerprint reader, and you might save yourself some money and get a drive that performs in a similar fashion. So you can check out all of that linked down below in the master playlist. So this week we got a couple of things going on. We're going to finally have the review of the Wise Lock. It is shot and in the can. I just got to go through the final edits and get those chapter markers in for you. I also got in these really cool, I guess they're like tablet and phone stands, and the phone sticks to them, so you don't need anything else to hold the phone in place, and they work much better than I expected. They're called the Slope, and you'll see a full review of that coming up this week as well. We were playing around with them on a live stream the other day. If you like what I do here on the channel, you can click the bell icon to be notified every time I upload a video or go live. So that's a useful thing to do because we do a lot of live streams now. And if you are an Amazon shopper, I definitely suggest you check out some of my other channels, including my new Amazon channel page at Lon.TV/Amazon shop, where you can follow me there as well, and you'll get notified through your Amazon app, actually. We've got some other ways to engage with the channel, including my email list, which is very infrequent. The Facebook group has been getting very popular, so definitely sign up there and talk to me and other viewers of the show. And then if you want to buy something that I've previously reviewed here on the channel, a lot of the stuff that I buy, I later resell on my store, and you can get notified whenever that stuff is available by going to Lon.TV/store alert, and you'll get pushed out a email notification every time something gets added to the store. I've got a few more things around here that I have to get rid of. If there's something that you saw me review that hasn't shown up there, definitely get in touch with me via email at lon@lon.tv, and I'll let you know if I am able to sell it or not. So stay tuned, more to come on the store. And that is going to do it for this week's weekly wrap-up. I want to thank you all for your continued support. I hope you enjoyed those chapter markers as much as I do, because I just made a whole video about them. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you back here next week on the weekly wrap-up and throughout the week as we test more cool gadgets here on the channel. Until next time, this is Lon Seidman. Thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Tom Albrecht, Chris Allegretta, David Hockman, Brian Parker, Mike Patterson, and Bill Pomerantz. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.